Former President Donald Trump's rally in Butler, Pennsylvania, was intended to be a show of force for his political ambitions. Instead, the event was tragically marred by an assassination attempt that exposed glaring security failures by the U.S. Secret Service. The assailant, who was quickly apprehended, managed to breach security cordons and fire a weapon in close proximity to the former president. The incident sent shockwaves across the nation, raising serious questions about the efficacy of the Secret Service. How could an individual armed with a firearm get so close to a heavily protected former president? The House Committee on Oversight and Accountability immediately launched an investigation, summoning Secret Service Director Kimberly Cheatle to provide answers. The hearing, held just days after the attack, was highly anticipated and carried immense weight. The nation watched as lawmakers from both sides of the aisle demanded accountability and a clear explanation for the events that transpired in Butler. The House Committee hearing laid bare a series of security lapses that contributed to the near-fatal security breach at the Butler rally. Lawmakers, citing eyewitness accounts and preliminary reports, grilled Director Cheatle on the agency's shortcomings. Among the most concerning revelations was the apparent failure to adequately screen attendees for weapons. Reports indicated that the metal detectors at the rally entrance were not functioning properly, allowing the assailant to enter the venue undetected with a firearm. This failure to implement basic security measures raised serious questions about the Secret Service's preparedness and adherence to established protocols. Furthermore, the committee unearthed communication breakdowns within the agency that hindered a timely response to the threat. Witnesses testified to a chaotic scene where agents seemed unsure of how to react as the assailant approached the stage. The hearing painted a picture of systemic failures within the Secret Service, from inadequate equipment to poor communication and a lack of proactive threat assessment. Despite hours of intense questioning, Director Cheatle's testimony left many crucial questions unanswered, deepening the mystery surrounding the security failures at the Trump rally. The committee pressed Cheatle for specifics on the malfunctioning metal detectors, demanding to know why this critical security layer failed and who was responsible for ensuring its operability. Cheatle, however, stopped short of providing definitive answers, citing the ongoing investigation. Similarly, questions regarding the intelligence received prior to the rally remained largely unanswered. The committee wanted to know the nature of the threat, when it was received, and what actions, if any, were taken to address it. The lack of clarity on the communication breakdowns within the Secret Service also frustrated committee members. The hearing, while intended to provide clarity and accountability, ultimately raised more questions than it answered. Throughout the grueling hours of testimony, Director Cheatle's responses to the committee's pointed questions were often characterized by evasion and a reliance on procedural defenses. When pressed for specifics on the security failures, Cheatle repeatedly cited the ongoing investigation as a reason for withholding information. This tactic, while legally sound, did little to quell the concerns of lawmakers or reassure the public that the Secret Service was taking full responsibility for its shortcomings. Cheatle's demeanor during the hearing also drew criticism. Some committee members perceived her as detached and lacking the urgency the situation demanded. Her measured tone and carefully worded responses, intended to convey professionalism, struck some as evasive and out of touch with the gravity of the situation. Director Cheatle's performance at the hearing did little to inspire confidence in her leadership or the Secret Service's ability to learn from its mistakes. Director Cheatle's testimony before the House Committee did little to assuage the concerns of lawmakers. It solidified a growing bipartisan consensus that new leadership was needed at the helm of the Secret Service.
Calls for Cheatle's resignation reverberated throughout the hearing chamber, underscoring the depth of dissatisfaction with her handling of the situation. I called for her immediate resignation, arguing that the Secret Service needed a fresh start.
Reverend Jamie Raskin voiced his disappointment with Cheatle's testimony, finding her responses inadequate. The bipartisan calls for Cheatle's resignation underscored the severity of the situation. The attempted assassination at the Trump rally and the subsequent scrutiny of the Secret Service served as a stark reminder of the agency's crucial role in safeguarding American democracy. Tasked with the protection of the president, past presidents, and other high-profile figures, The Secret Service stands as a critical line of defense against those who would seek to harm the nation's leaders. The agency's responsibilities extend far beyond merely providing physical security. The Secret Service plays a vital role in intelligence gathering, threat assessment, and risk mitigation, working tirelessly to anticipate and neutralize potential dangers before they materialize. Its success relies on a complex web of highly trained personnel, advanced technology, and meticulous planning, all working in concert to ensure the safety of those under its protection. The events in Butler, Pennsylvania, however, exposed vulnerabilities within this system. The incident served as a wake-up call, underscoring the need for constant vigilance and a commitment to continuous improvement within the Secret Service. The fallout from the attempted assassination and the subsequent revelations of security failures have left the Secret Service reeling. The agency, once held in high regard for its professionalism and effectiveness, now faces a crisis of confidence, struggling to regain the trust of both the public and the officials it is charged with protecting. The calls for Director Cheatle's resignation, while indicative of the widespread dissatisfaction with her leadership, represent only the tip of the iceberg. The agency is confronted with a multitude of challenges, from addressing the systemic issues that contributed to the security lapses to rebuilding its tarnished reputation. The path to redemption for the Secret Service will be long and arduous. It requires a comprehensive and transparent overhaul of its operational procedures, training protocols, and intelligence gathering capabilities. Only through a genuine commitment to accountability and reform can the agency hope to restore its standing as a symbol of unwavering protection and unwavering integrity. The attempted assassination at the Trump rally served as a stark reminder that even in a nation as powerful as the United States, security is not a guarantee. It is an ongoing process that demands constant vigilance, adaptation, and a willingness to learn from past mistakes. The Secret Service, as the primary line of defense for the nation's leaders, bears a heavy responsibility to ensure that such incidents are never repeated. Preventing future security failures requires a multifaceted approach. First and foremost, the agency must address the systemic issues that contributed to the breakdown in Butler. This includes investing in modern and reliable security equipment, implementing rigorous screening protocols, and ensuring that all personnel are adequately trained and equipped to handle a wide range of threats. Furthermore, the Secret Service must prioritize intelligence gathering and analysis. Staying ahead of potential threats requires a proactive approach, gathering information from various sources, and effectively assessing and acting upon that information. The erosion of public trust in the Secret Service following the attempted assassination and the subsequent hearing is a serious concern. To regain that trust, the agency must prioritize transparency in its operations and investigations. This means being more open with the public about its procedures, its successes, and its failures. Transparency starts at the top. The next director of the Secret Service must be someone who understands the importance of open communication and is willing to be held accountable for the agency's actions. This includes providing regular updates on investigations, being forthright about any shortcomings or mistakes, and outlining the steps being taken to address them. Restoring faith in leadership also requires a commitment to engaging with the public and addressing their concerns. The security failures at the Trump rally have ignited demands for comprehensive reform within the Secret Service. This goes beyond simply replacing the director or implementing piecemeal changes. It requires a fundamental reassessment of the agency's mission, structure, and culture. One area ripe for reform is the Secret Service's training programs. Agents need to be equipped with the skills and knowledge necessary to operate in an increasingly complex and dangerous world. This means expanding training on threat assessment, cybersecurity, and emerging technologies, as well as emphasizing de-escalation techniques and cultural sensitivity. Another area for improvement is interagency communication and cooperation. The Secret Service must work seamlessly with other law enforcement and intelligence agencies to share information, coordinate responses, and ensure that there are no gaps in security coverage. The attempted assassination at the Trump rally and its aftermath have brought the Secret Service to a defining moment. The agency now faces a crisis of confidence, grappling with security failures and a perceived lack of accountability. This is a time for introspection and meaningful change. The Secret Service must adapt to the evolving threat landscape and rededicate itself to its core mission. The road to redemption will be challenging, requiring a comprehensive overhaul. Transparency, accountability, and a renewed commitment to excellence must guide the agency. With decisive action, the agency can emerge stronger and more resilient.